This is Morse's Media Network News, because facts into doubt won't go. Tonight, war! Good God! Coming up, enemy supercarrier loss in XTAC 7, incursions into NTAC H, traffic disrupted in the UMI area, major fleet fights in XTAC 7. Integrity is my shield, my sword is truth. I'm Hauser Blitzer, News Knight. But first, fighting continued in the Pure Blind region this weekend, with enemy troops being harassed by the Allies. Several major clashes have resulted in heavy losses to Axis fleets. The Axis forces' attempts to build a beachhead in friendly territory are being hampered by round-the-clock operations. Several valuable Technetian moons have been lost to the hostiles. Raids have occurred deeper into the Green Zone, disrupting the NC jump bridge network. On Friday, coalition troops achieved a stunning victory over enemy forces by destroying the first super capital of the conflict. This 19 billion ISK Wyvern is one of the largest and most destructive vessels in space today, and marks a significant depletion of the enemy's navy. We cross now to Marta Marchesi with further details.
Late Friday evening, as battle raged across X-7, a hostile Wyvern pilot was seen to move outside of the protective shields of the IT staging pause. Admiral Empyrean quickly brought up a sub-capital fleet to tackle and destroy the enemy's supercapital, who was abandoned by his own support fleet. Within a matter of 20 minutes, the ship was lost with all hands. There was much rejoicing across the Northern Coalition troops as this marked a major blow to the axis of clowny evil. Back to the studio.
Thank you, Marta. A major blow indeed, and I bet not your first. There was significant traffic disruption in the UMI area on Friday as Axis forces attacked the jump bridge to 15W, causing gridlock in a westbound direction. This temporary interruption of service was quickly restored by NC's brave civil engineering fleet, who moved the bridge to a new location within the system. However, it was many hours before the backed-up traffic was eased. Pod traffic in an easterly direction remained unaffected. There were two major engagements on Saturday across NTAC H and XTAC 7. In the first engagement, Axis forces successfully destroyed two coalition towers. These towers were mining two Technetian moons and are of significant strategic importance. NC troops had bridged in to defend these moons. However, on realizing they were overwhelmed, they managed to withdraw without suffering many losses. Once it was apparent that the fight was lost, Admiral Empyrean wisely diverted the substantial reinforcement fleet into XTAC 7, where an IT staging tower was due to come out of reinforced mode. SCOE 5 is with Strike Group Alpha in Pure Blind. SCOE, what can you tell us of this engagement?
Yes, that's right, Hauser. Admiral Empyrean rerouted a large coalition fleet into XTAC 7, where they proceeded to attack an IT tower coming out of reinforced mode. These attempts were hampered initially by Axis forces and also by Solar Fleet bombers who appeared to be shooting both sides. Solar Fleet bombers made several skillful and highly successful runs on coalition troops, resulting in some 20 battleships being lost. They then followed this by bombing the IT tower and IT fleets with some measure of success. The IT alliance, led by the self-styled Sermoli, siloed in a capital fleet. The coalition fleet managed to pick off 6 carriers at safe spots, whilst the hostiles attempted to reform. In the meantime, Strike Group Alpha's main capital fleet jumped into the system, reformed and prepared for the upcoming engagement. Both fleets met up at the station and the ensuing conflict raged for over an hour. Casual effects meant that certain modules were slower to respond than they should. However, there were over 1,000 pilots in the system. At one stage, eyewitness reports indicate that there were over 20 Titans and supercarriers on the field, along with hundreds of battleships. At one stage, Strike's Titan was tackled and looked to be in threat. Using psychological warfare, the enemy fleet was fooled into fleeing the field, leaving the Avatar-class Titan trapped. However, the Axis fleet regrouped and returned, primaring all Dictors and Hictors and allowing the Titan to warp off. The battle was a resounding success for coalition troops, with over 20 IT capital ships destroyed, along with many battleships. Once the battlefield had been cleared, the IT tower was destroyed and the rest of the IT towers in the system reinforced. All in all, a heavy day of fighting in X-TAC 7.
On Monday, Atlas attempted to disrupt sovereignty in an Alliance-held system. Atlas troops placed 2 sovereignty blockade units around the system. However, both were destroyed prior to being brought online, and many hundreds of Atlas ships were destroyed. This marks the first sighting of significant Atlas involvement in the conflict to date. By the end of the fighting, Atlas outnumbered Northern Coalition forces by 2 to 1. This would have been of concern if they weren't all in pods. In other news, Alliance leader Chairman Lau has been embroiled in controversy today as several call goats made allegations of 48-hour sex romps and champagne parties. These parties were meant to have taken place on board his luxury yacht, the Stuffed Briefcase, while visiting arms merchants were being entertained. More news as this story unfolds. That's the news this weekend, Northern Coalition. I've been Hauser Blitzer. No, you hang up. No, you. No, you. Best friends forever. No, you hang up. No, you. I can still hear you. Okay. 3, 2, 1. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. Hang up. Go on, hang up.